Happy to be joined by Senator John Barrasso, Republican of Wyoming, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, how do you view the prospect of a couple families from Syria settling down in the state of Wyoming?
Well, the concern, of course, and our governor has said, let's put a pause to this as well. We know that there are 2,000 Syrian refugees who've come to the United States in the last year. We want to make sure that there is proper vetting, and that's why I believe this bill is going to be passed today in the House in overwhelming bipartisan numbers, and I know there's bipartisan support in the Senate as well, in spite of the president's threat to veto this.
And another question more broadly, it is so easy for us to get caught up in this threat atmosphere where you're standing in Washington, where I'm sitting in New York. How do you convince the people of Wyoming, should you, that we are in a kind of non-kinetic war footing in this country?
Well, what is happening right now and the threats to America are real. ISIS does an incredible job with its propaganda machine trying to inspire attacks here on the homeland of people who are already here, homegrown terrorists. So the concern is here today. The concern is with the potential of refugees, but also there are people from 38 different countries who have passports who can come to the United States without getting a visa. And the question is, are they going to be properly screened? Right now, the backstop there is the no-fly list. Is that no-fly list adequate to keep people out? And my question is, of those people who were involved, who were citizens of France, who carried out these atrocities in Paris, could they have, if they wanted to, get on a plane and come to the United States, or would we have been able to stop them because of whether or not they were on the no-fly list?
And what other, say, one thing, if you had a wish list that you could force on your colleagues, what one thing do you think we should be doing that we aren't?
We should have a strategy in Syria so that we wouldn't have all these refugees. The 4 million refugees who've left Syria, for the very significant majority, they are leaving and fleeing for their life because Assad has continued to kill members of their families, their friends, their neighbors. They're seeking to live somewhere in peace. But our failed policy with regard to Syria and with ISIS also in that area, with the void that had been created when we pulled out of Iraq, all of those things have contributed to these people fearing for their lives and on the move. We need to provide them with an opportunity to stay where they are safely so that they're not fleeing, coming here, trying to come here and into Europe, and you worry about ISIS exploiting that opportunity by seeding those people fleeing for safety to have terrorists in their midst.
Senator John Barrasso, fourth-ranking member in the Senate Republican leadership, member of the Foreign Relations Committee on what is the mess right now overseas. Senator, thank you very much for being with us this morning.